concert screams to life in front of a packed house. Everybody's ready to watch the best go green. Yeah, it's time to go off-road racing, and it's fast, furious, and brutal. The final 4 rounds are in order. Championships are on the line, and these guys all want to take one. Can they get it done? Well, that's what we're about to find out. One thing's for sure, the excitement will be second to none with the Lucas Oil Off-Road Racing Series. Welcome to a very sunny and warm Surprise, Arizona for rounds 9 and 10 of the Lucas Oil Off-Road Racing Series powered by Geico Power Sports. Ken Stout and Cameron Steele ready to call all the action for you. And Cam, as we enter these final 4 rounds of the 2009 season, the points are exactly as we expected.
It is very tight, and Carl Rennesetter is a bad man. He's leading both the Unlimited 2 and Unlimited 4, but only by 4 points in each category, so it's very tough. Jeff Ward chasing him in the Unlimited 2s, and his teammate Alan Pfluger chasing in the 4s, and then the battle in the Unlimited Lights, the smaller trucks, so tight. Robert Naughton by 2 points over Chris Brandt. It is going to be a shootout. Everybody wants a championship, but race wins are so important here in Arizona.
It would be very impressive if Carl Rennesetter could actually win 2 championships in a single season. It would be the first time in the history of short course racing. Also, we have some brand new names competing.
We definitely do. Adrian Cheney, the wild man, in his all-orange Unlimited 4, and then Robbie Pierce in the Unlimited 2, his first time out. He qualifies pretty well, but with the inversion, he's going to start on the pole and lead him to the green. Talk about pressure. That's a pressure cooker situation.
As they get the trucks out here and get lined up, we're going to take you back and show you some highlights from earlier this year when we were right here at Surprise. Coming into the new facility at Speed World, drivers had no idea what awaited them. Huge sweeping turns, hairpin corners, massive jumps, and a technical rhythm section known as the Moguls challenged drivers and crews alike to find just the right setup and the perfect line. In the comfort of their pit, new teammates Carl Rennesetter and Alan Pfluger were great friends and all smiles. But once they hit the track in their Unlimited 4s, it was all business. Rennesetter and class newcomer Pfluger ran fender to fender in both rounds of U4 action. But both days, the experience of Carl Rennesetter and his brand new truck took the checkered flag. Unlimited 2s, Jerry Welchel took his first checkered flag of the young season. But the story of the weekend was Bryce Menzies. Menzies, in a dramatic battle with Rodrigo Ampudia, took his first career win in the class and his second podium of the weekend. With Menzies, Ampudia, and Robbie Woods standing on the podium at day's end, the young guns of off-road racing were making their mark on the Arizona desert. Rob Naughton set the pace in Unlimited Light, carrying his winning form into Arizona. Naughton took back-to-back victories in front of his hometown crowd. As the runner-up in rounds 3 and 4, Chris Brandt kept pace with Naughton, setting the table for a season-long battle. A battle that includes a surging Brian Deegan, who inserted himself into the championship hunt. Now, with just 4 rounds to go, and Naughton at the top of the standings, Brandt and Deegan are giving chase. It's anyone's guess which one of these drivers is going to take the Unlimited Light title. There's a great look at the Bully Dog Toyota Tundra Pace truck, bringing them back around. Of course, our good friend Rob Klepper not afraid to get a little mud on his shoes. And based off the previous 8 rounds, Rob, I'm guessing you're going with, I don't know, Brian Deegan?
All right, guys, here we go. Unlimited Lights on the racetrack, and I had to think about it because you got the points hitter Rob Naughton, who swept this earlier this year. But of course, I'm going to go with Brian Deegan. He's coming off 2 consecutive second-place finishes at Elsinore, and he also picked up his first win a few rounds ago in Lake Elsinore. They might call this the 602, but guess what, guys? It is 909 now. Unlimited Lights on the racetrack. Deegan's going to take home the money for that Metal Militia.
Well, there you have it. Picking Deegan again, and I gotta, reprimand Klepper a little bit. It's not just the 909, it's the 951 now out in Temecula where Deegan lives. But I guess you can claim it the IE, the Inland Empire, home of Deegan and the militia.
I'm just wondering when Deegan got Klepper off into that dark corner and put the fear of God in him, but he's picked him every single time.
Well, I'm not sure, Ken, but I think it's a great pick, and Deegan has that look of confidence when he won his best trick X Games medal, going for the 360. He had that look on his face that I've seen around the track here in Arizona. So very solid as we take a look at the super clean starting grid.
Chris Brandt up there on the pole. He will be tough right behind him. Not, and then we see Deegan in row 2. But it was Jimmy Stevenson who came out here and put it on the pole. Congratulations, his first career.
Jimmy has been super fast all year long. Just seems like he can't catch the break that he needs. Also want to point out, LOORS on the front row. He has been quick at times this year.
Okay, we're going to lay out. Let's listen into some team chatter on the radios as they get ready to go.
Baby. Stand on the gas. You got Naughton behind you. Deegan's on the outside. Be ready, be ready, be ready. Anytime. Go, 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 go. Keep going, baby. Stay on the gas. Nice, nice.
Sweet stuff right there. That is a voice of confidence, by the way, to all the drivers. It's a very comforting voice to hear your spotter talking to you so you know what's going on. A great start, by the way, through turn 1.
And it's LOORS to the front, followed by Chris Brandt, then Deegan making the move on the inside of Robert Naughton as they go through the whoops. This section of Mobile is so tough, and you see Deegan getting passed on the outside.
On your left. Push it wide, yeah.
I hear Deegan getting the malicious spotter version there. Push him wide, yeah. You gotta love it.
It's on, man. It's on when you drop the green flag. Oh, a little over rotation right there as Chris Brandt tries to shake a little bit of the nerves off.
And taking a look back, he just stepped out. He was in that line where he's not on the bank and he's not really on the up and over, and the truck just rotated out from underneath him. Remember, lots of water put down just before the race, so you got to drive a smart race at the beginning and let the track come to you.
All right, Robert, let's move on up. Get the lead early.
Great shot there, pulling the tail off. Of course, Robert Naughton wanting to get up front, as you heard his spotter as well, get out of trouble, leading in the points, and you got to try to steer clear of it if you can.
You're always safe in front. Here's Brian Deegan doing work in his new office. Big jump airtime. Here's the mogul section. And you see how violent it is inside the truck.
Yeah, and if your truck isn't set up right, you will not go through there at all. Keith Carpenter and Todd Cafaro, teammate there for Deegan, and Carpenter using the fenders.
Yeah, get a little rubbing there, but hey, as long as you're not going into the guy's back corner, spinning him out, door to door, side to side, that's just good racing. So good move there, the number 25 of Heath Carpenter. And now the Rockstar Metal Militia Lucas Oil truck making the move in front. Todd Cafaro has been on the podium a number of times this year and has been looking solid again this weekend.
The 54 truck, bad to the bone when he gets out front, but right now it's all about Matt Loyadice, who's having a great run, is not faltering under the pressure of the champ right there behind him, driving a smooth line.
And the 20 Mastercraft truck has looked great, but he's had some problems during the year, and you know, Naughton hasn't been exclusive with no problems either. Yes, he has 6 wins, but he does have a DNF as well. And taking a look back here at Lake Elsinore as he was battling for the front of the pack, literally just pulled right off the track and game, set, and match for him. That's why the points are so close right now.
Within 2 points at the start of this race, so it's anybody's championship as it stands right now. There's your E3 Spark Plugs top 5. Everybody chasing the 20 truck of Matt Loyadice. Hey, come on back. We've just gotten warmed up here with the Lucas Oil Off-Road Racing Series. All the action for you, and Rob Naughton is doing everything he can to try and catch that 20 truck. Matt Loyadice has been perfect.
Well, guys, out in front looking for his first win here in 2009, the 20 of Matt Loyadice, coming off a 10th and a 6th place finish at Lake Elsinore. Now, he's currently 8th in the points, but also looking for his first top 5 of the year. Currently 2nd in Rookie of the Year points, but again, made his first short course start earlier this year in Prim, and right now trying to hold off bad, fast 54 of Rob Fig Naughton, and Loyadice right now looking pretty good to take home his first win of the year.
And 6 top 10s. I mean, he's been pounded on the door, so to get in the top 5, and that's the way the progression of this particular class is. You hope to get to the top 10 and then the top 5. It is tough.
And the 72 truck there is a lapper who obviously is in the middle of a race that he's not in, so it'd be nice if he could make way.
Drive by him, homie, come on. Attaboy, stay on it.
Woo!
There you go, there's the door, it's open, get on it.
And that is Chris Brandt's spotter, by the way. The 72 truck, Parker Grabowski, caught in the middle of the hornet's nest as the leaders are just dogfighting.
And a nice battle there. You saw Loyadice come down, try to change lines, contact with Naughton, but he turned back out. and then outside back in and not sliding out into the lapper. Grabowski and the top 4 trucks are on the rails right now as we head into this mogul section that can be incredibly tough. And Brandt going for a different line and going to the inside.
It did seem.
Oh! Was there a big contact there or what?
Matt Loydice going for a ride. Robert Naughton right behind him, this guy that made contact with him. I will say it seemed like Matt was checking up a little more for this turn. Naughton ducks down inside, tries to check up, but just had too much momentum. That last mogul really kind of threw Naughton for a loop.
Definitely, so a little bit of contact. Looking back at it though, it looked like it didn't seem like Naughton was fully intentional, but it was contact to the back corner, and oh, the black flag just came out on Naughton.
So intentional or not, the results will be the same, and a black flag incident, no doubt that will cost him big time. It looks like we're also going to see a full course caution. That'll give us a chance to take another look at the incident. Naughton coming off the mogul section, truck out of shape, tries to get it settled. Was there room to make a pass? No way, but it looked like he got back in the binders and tried to miss him.
It's so hard to tell. The corner-to-corner contact with the leader is why the black flag is out. It's such a hair-splitting situation. Was it intentional? Could he have been on the binders a little harder? Could he turn? Maybe. But it looks like race incidental contact. So tough break for Naughton, who's going to have to serve the penalty. And earlier, I was able to catch up with this championship leader. Robert Naughton is a bad man. I think you've proven that time and again. 18 wins in the unlimited light class, 6 this year out of 8. You're looking like a tough force to beat out there.
Oh, dude, we're running strong. When we're running strong, we win. We feel strong this weekend. We expect to win. 1/3, 6 wins, and a DNF. We're leading the points only by 2, but we're here to win.
Do you feel the pressure in the pits and when you're walking around from the other drivers, or do they have more of an open feeling towards you and they want to be your friend because they're hoping that some of the information can be transferred to them?
You know, I show up to win every race and I get along with everybody in the pits. I don't know what happens behind my back or behind the scenes, but you know, I'm not intimidated by anybody, and I feel like I'm pretty good at intimidating guys when they see me in the mirror. So no, but I think I got a good relationship with all my competitors.
You've been the subject of a lot of talk. I mean, obviously your Ready Lift Maxxis tire number 54 has been dominating, but now everybody's talking about you for a different reason because there's an unlimited 2 ride that seemingly has your name on it. And is that a done deal? Can we talk about it?
We can talk about it. Scott Bailey from Stronghold Engineering, Stronghold Motorsports is built, and he's building a no expense spared, bad to the bone, unlimited 2, best of everything. I'm excited. I've been working for 4 years to get to this. You know, Stronghold Motorsports has put me behind the wheel of a brand new 2, and we hope to, if everything goes right, we hope to debut it at Prim.
Very cool. Looking forward to seeing you carried on to Unlimited 2.
Absolutely.
Congratulations on all your success. We'll see you in the big truck soon.
Thank you, Cameron. We'll be there.
That's great news. Nice to hear he's stepping up into the 2s, but he has a lot of work to do here. He's going to the back of the pack. Can he scratch his way back to the front? Stay with us. Arizona Speed World Off-Road Park. And of course, today's event presented by E3 Spark Plugs. When we left you, this is what had happened.
And Naughton setting up to get into the inside line, it looked like, through the whoops. Turned to the outside as he saw Loadice going down, maybe. So hard to tell, but regardless, Loadice getting inverted and moving back in the pack.
Stand on it, Attaboy, get on it. Coming around. You're all right. He's going to try to go inside, but you got it. It's open for you, whatever you want to do.
Chris Brandt spotter there, and what I was saying is Rob Naughton, as you mentioned, is now all the way in the back of the pack after serving his black flag penalty. We'll see if he can move up. Remember, Deegan and Brandt were the 2 behind him in points, and only 2 points behind was Brandt, who now, if he finished like this, would move to the lead.
Parker Grabowski with problems. We'll go back and take a look and see if we can figure out, oh man, there was some contact back there too, so Parker goes for a ride.
Little roof test, little structural test there.
By the way, Stronghold on the side of that truck. We just heard about that with Rob Naughton. Go back to the front. Chris Brandt, who got his first win in a long time. Back in round number 8, the truck has been strong, but he's been up on the podium more times than you can remember here this year. He's just been solid.
Watch your underneath. Todd's trying underneath of you. Come on. Oh, you got him. Yeah! Bring it, Pinion down. Bring it, Pinion. Todd's behind you, too.
Spotted there talking to Brian Deegan. It looks like the caution flag out again for the incident, quite possibly with Parker a little bit earlier, but Chris Brandt lost a ring and pinion. His day's done. So the top two guys in the points have already been dealt some tough cards.
Tough cards. And look at this, Brian Deegan, who is 29 points back, is leading the race. His teammate, Todd Cafaro, who's been on the podium this year, as I mentioned, is right behind him, so he's got a good buffer zone, and Brandt is out there limping around trying to get points, and Naughton's all the way in the back trying to move forward. Great position for Deegan, and Jimmy Stevenson right now, who was the fastest in qualifying, has moved himself into that top 3 as well.
Yeah, Jimmy Stevenson, also Leroy Lorwald, those guys share a pit, and they've been quicker and faster all year long. He comes out a day ago in qualifying, shreds a great lap, puts it on the pole. Now has worked his way up into the top 3. And how about Heath Carpenter still hanging around right here? Excellent job for the 25 truck.
Heath not afraid to bang and throw it in there, but back to Jimmy Stevenson. He's a guy who's very willing to put it in compromising situations and get involved in a throwdown when it means track position. So Todd Cafaro's got to be careful of that. Looking at the number 50 there of Chuck Dempsey, who has returned to action. He was out for a little bit after a crash where he broke his ankle. So good to have Chuck back out on the track and right now in the top 5.
There's 2 trucks out there that look very similar as we take a look at Rob Naughton. Rob Naughton all the way to the back of the pack after the black flag. Now scratching his way back up here, man. Almost in the top 5.
You never count out that ready lift. Max's tire number 54. Naughton is definitely a guy to be reckoned with at all times.
There is your E3 Spark Plugs top 5. Everybody chasing the Metal Militia. Unlimited Lights next. That's for 3rd place, though. Jimmy Stevenson up on the pole, now hanging on to a podium spot. Heath Carpenter trying to take it away. Man, he's going at it.
Definitely, and I love the outside rail trying to dive bomb to the inside, and Carpenter's got a lot of truck right now. Remember, door-to-door contact as we come into the moguls, and Carpenter not in the preferred line, but still able to hold it together. Jimmy Stevenson gonna dive back underneath to keep that 3rd place dream alive. Let's see how the drive comes off this corner for Carpenter.
Oh! Woo! That is a dogfight for the final podium position right now. Deegan and Cafaro kind of checking out a little bit. Heath Carpenter has never been on the podium, nor has Jimmy Stevenson, and these 2 guys want it.
Banging is a way of life when it comes to the Lucas Oil Off-Road Racing Series, and check out the move. Carpenter diving to the inside, but Stevenson able to carry more momentum on the outside. He's retaining 3rd place, and now the battle for the lead. The teammates, Deegan in the number 38 Rockstar Metal Militia truck, followed by the number 46 of the same sponsors directly behind him, and here comes 3rd Stevenson, who's gotten himself a little bit of breathing room on Carpenter. Maybe Jimmy was not aware that Heath was right behind him until they were banging doors. It looks like Jimmy's definitely stepped it up a notch here on this half a lap.
Jimmy found a nice smooth way, if in fact there is such a thing, through that mogul section. Really did a great job.
And that was Brandt you saw nursing around the track there. The leaders just lapped him, trying to gain as many points as possible. Remember, he was in 2nd place in points coming into this race. Deegan was in 3rd, 29 points back, but right now it looks like he's gonna get win number 2 if he can hold together for just another lap.
White flag is out, 1 to go, and yeah, we're hearing from Rob Klepper that he's pretty pleased with himself.
Well, you guys been talking about it up there. Of course, I picked Brian Deegan to win this deal. Now, he's out front, but right behind him, his teammate, Todd Cafaro. So those 2 guys working together to try and both finish on the podium, both trying to gain some points, and right now, Deegan's in a good spot.
Well, I got to give Rob credit for picking Deegan, but he's picked him all year long, so I think the militia might have to put a restraining order on Stalker Klepper as we move forward in the year. But true to form, Deegan is leading, but if you pick a fast guy every single race, sooner or later, you're going to hit the nail on the head.
There you go. Sooner or later, what do they say, the blind chicken finds a little scratch? Congratulations, Rob. But Deegan has been solid, bad, fast. Obviously, coming into this event, 3rd in the points, a shot at a championship here, and right now is really strung it out a little bit.
Checker, Brian, you got plenty of room. Come on, buddy. Congratulations.
There you have it from the spotter. Everybody fired up. Deegan and then Cafaro. Those are your top 2. And Jimmy Stevenson will hold off Heath Carpenter for the final spot on the podium.
His first career podium, and the 54 truck is broken, does not finish. Man, is that going to tighten up the points? Deegan with a big effort right here will really close the gap. Going into round number 10, it's going to be wild.
Watch out for the celebration around the militia pits tonight. They have the Freestyle Moto guys in town as well here in Surprise, Arizona, and there's our Mac Tools unofficial results as of now.
Congrats to Brian Deegan, career win number 2, followed by teammate Todd Caparo. Jimmy Stevenson rounds out the top of the box. Carpenter and Dempsey round out the top 5. Let's go down and talk to the winner.
Brian Deegan, man. Second win of the year, but I tell you what, it wasn't out with a little bit of controversy, man. You guys put on one heck of a show out there. How much fun were you having?
The funny thing is, out halfway, when Naughton was getting into the leader and we're all smashing each other, I was going, man, the crowd must think this is a good race right now. I was like, this is a battle for first. No, I was just stoked to be in the heat of the battle. I was in fourth, so I kind of got to see it all go down. And I just kind of paced myself, tried to wait to the end, and it all worked out.
The Bully Dog, bully of the race.
Well, it's got to be the smashing inversion of Low Dice. Rob Naughton in the 54, your Bully Dog, bully of the race.
Matt Loydice, fortunately, coming back there to finish in the top 10. Here's a look at the point standings. We told you to tighten things up. Look at Deegan now. Just 9 points out of the lead. It is definitely on.
Well, definitely, with 3 drivers that close together within 10 points with 3 races to go, it'll be an insane shootout.
Good times ahead. Well, speaking of good times, how about the Unlimited 4 category? They came out here as well and put on an incredible show. And one of the new names inside of the category is Bryce Menzies. You know him well. He's been great in the Unlimited 2s. He's been great in Unlimited Lights, and he shows up here as well. We also had Adrian Cheney in the orange truck.
And a battle right away with the 18 of Tim Herbst on the inside, and that's Travis Coyne, the number 5 Pro Comp machine, moving to the lead.
Right there in third place, Adrian Cheney. Now Adrian Cheney moving to second through the moguls. Bad Fast has been doing this for a long time. The truck was settling in. And then, of course, you can't talk about this category without Renazetter, who managed to stay out of the wreck right there.
Cheney with a little off-course excursion. Carl kept it safe, and the Lucas Oil machine makes the pass on Herbst. And problems for Adrian Cheney into the hot pit.
On the restart, it was Travis Coyne once again who was leading the group. Carl Renazetter with that sweet pass underneath Cheney now would try to do the same thing to Travis, but Travis would open up the doors. He gets up on the bike, has to check up just to save the truck.
Bicycling the truck, he turns into it to keep it from rolling over, and just like that goes Carl Renazetter by Alan Pfluger. Here comes Coyne in third, and more problems for the number 18 as he comes to a stop. Tim Herbst would be out of the race.
That, of course, would bring out the caution flag, and that's how the race would end. He'd have to check up right here in a caution flag corner, but all said and done, Carl Renazetter would bring home win number 6 in the category through 10 starts. Well, that'll get you up to speed on the Unlimited 4s. Alan Pfluger also back up on the podium, and congratulations to Bryce Menzies.
His first podium in the Unlimited 4 category.
Sweet stuff. Jerry Doherty and Travis Coyne round out the top 5. We're not finished. The big dogs are ready to go at it. Unlimited 2s next. To surprise Arizona, the Unlimited 2s out on the course. The points separated by just 4. And Rob Klepper, where are you going?
Well, thanks a lot, guys. My pick in Unlimited 2 is going to be Bryce Menzies. Now, he's a local boy, grew up in Mesa, Arizona, but he also got his first short course win earlier this year at Surprise. He also told me that they decided to change the setup. They changed the sway bar, they changed the gearing, they changed some shocks, try and make that 7 Super Clean truck a little bit faster, but guess what? It did not work. So they decided to go back to the setup they had last time here at Surprise when he picked up the win. Super Clean going to the front. Bryce Menzies will win in Unlimited 2.
Solid call right there, I've got to say. Bryce Menzies, of course, does have some other wins. Keep in mind, he came out of the light buggy category where he won a championship, went into the Unlimited Lights, got some wins there. So he is a talented driver, now getting up into the big trucks, and we already saw him in the Unlimited 4s. So he's used to this speed and this power. We'll go on board with Greg Adler, courtesy of E3. Jeff Ward with Bully Dog. Jeff Ward right there in the hunt for a championship in his rookie year. And how about Robbie Pierce? Congratulations to him, man. He's going to start this thing on a pole, his first ever event.
And you hear a little bit of radio chatter there as we take a look at the super clean Unlimited 2 starting grid. The Mastercraft truck, Robbie Pierce, number 30, going to lead him to the green.
Kevin Probst on the outside. Best of luck to him. Another veteran in this sport. Rodrigo and Pudia back in there, and Greg Adler. That could be quite a battle. No love lost between those guys. Jerry Welchel, a former champion inside of the category, starting off on row 8. So look for some bad, fast trucks coming up through this pack. Let's listen in.
Go. Be interested to see getting the go if Robbie can hold him all the way to the first turn. Trucks already all over the place. Looks like the number 76, Jesse Jones. Oh! Dondell! Whoa, Dale Dondell with the vicious-looking endo.
He's moving around. That's a great sign.
Opening the visor, a sign that everything is okay. Let's take a look. Oh, and he's just kicked off that big tabletop jump. Maybe just matted off that. And endos the truck. Kerry Hart, the number 46 machine, does a good job of turning to avoid a direct straight-in contact.
And that's exactly what we've seen Jerry Welchel do twice this year. If you just fly it a little too high, that nose yard darts into the dirt, man, and you go on for one of the most violent rides of your life. That's when those Hans devices do their job. They are worth every penny.
Oh, and a little hot inside the truck there. It looks like Kerry Hart in the number 46 Rockstar Energy Hart Huntington machine. Disappointing way to end the race.
The guys work so hard. You get out here, you're ready to go, and right off the bat, your chances are over. Let's get it down to Rob Klepper, who's with Kerry Hart. Rob?
Well, guys, down here in the hot pits, Kerry Hart, a lot of damage to the front end of that truck. Dondell got upside down. What exactly happened? What'd you see?
I mean, you know, it's next to halfway dark out there. Can't see anything. And I watched him right behind him. He was just matted to the floor. He hit that tabletop and just went front end over rear. And it's dangerous and scary out there right now. It's way too wet and you can't see. And, you know, it's a little frustrating, but we'll be back tomorrow. I'm just hungry. I want to go race.
Of course, he's making reference to the shadows that are getting very long here late in the afternoon, and a track that was just watered down to prep it for a long race. Come on back, baby. This is what had happened. Dale Dondell on the start goes for a big ride as a yard darts that thing into the dirt. Kerry Hart tries to miss it. Unfortunately, said he couldn't see where he was going. The truck was sideways, goes right into it.
Coming back to green flag, Robbie Pierce with another shot at leading him down to the green. Kevin Probst in the green and white E3 spark plugs truck trying to get a run on him, and that's Bryce Menzies in the super clean truck behind, and it looks like it's gonna be Kevin Probst, and oh, sideways is Robbie Pierce in the number 30, and Menzies makes a move through there, and a couple trucks collected up, but pretty clean nonetheless.
Including Wardy, Jeff Ward second in the points. Oh, Welchel into the back of Seifert. Seifert's first start here in the Unlimited 2 class. Jeff Seifert, he gets turned almost completely around. Jeff Ward almost dead last, has a long ways to go. Second in the points, just 4 points behind Renesetter. And there goes Robbie Pierce again, really struggling with a wet track.
He's looked good. I mean, very solid for the first time out. Pierce has. You get that really wet, slippery track, it's tough to drive that truck. And he's definitely getting a little slideways, as I like to say. And there's the onboard looking back from the number 30, Carl Renesetter, right back there. So he'll be hunting Mr. Pierce.
Yeah, and of course, Robbie coming out of the desert, seasoned veteran over there. Awesome product that he has. A lot of the guys run his seats out here. Really fast when the track was nice and dry, but boy, it's a different start here when you get out here and play with these guys.
Oh,
there you go. How you doing, baby?
Welcome to short course racing, Robbie. My name is Mr. Renesetter, and I am here to wage war, not only on your bumper, but please let me by, sir.
That's pretty much the deal. You know, when you're going curb to curb trying to hang on to it, he's like, listen, I'm in the hunt for a championship here. You need to just move right on over out of the way or I'll help you.
Here's a couple things I want to point out real quick. We saw Seifert and Robbie Pierce both get a little love in the back of their truck. The tendency is for new drivers to lift a little earlier than they need to for setup of the corner, and it may just be that Carl and the previous situation with Welchel, they just got into the back of him because they expected that driver to drive a little deeper.
Jesse Jones in the 76 truck trying to make it happen there on the outside. There is Jerry Welch in the number 2 truck. extremely fast. How about Kevin Probst, the E3 spark plug machine out front? He's been doing this for a long, long time. A very talented driver, but the kid right behind him, man. Bryce Menzies definitely has some talent.
Definitely has a huge amount of talent, and I'm part of the Menzies team. I race a buggy for him, so I get to see the inner workings pretty up close and personal. The relationship between Bryce and his dad, Steve, excellent, but also Kevin Croyer, the motor builder for Bryce Menzies, very involved in the situation, and he builds a great motor, and they have all worked very closely together to put Bryce, a very young driver, in a position where he's ready to win.
All right, there's your E3 spark plugs top 5. Kevin Probst trying to hang on. Bryce Menzies applying the pressure. Yeah, baby, it is on. Unlimited 2. Yeah, that's a love tap for you. You're watching Lucas Oil Off-Road Racing Series, powered by Geico Power Sports. Ken Stout, Cameron Steele, and Rob Klepper. The Unlimited 2 class is where we're at, and man, did it start off wild.
And it continues to be wild. The 76, Jesse Jones, the number 2 Dragonfire truck of Jerry Welchel, and then behind him, the hot rod, Rodrigo Ampudia in the Papa Severe Tecate truck. And Rodrigo, a man who's not afraid to stick his nose in and go for it, has been a little hampered in this race. I'm a little surprised he hasn't been quicker to the front, but Jesse Jones doing a great job. Oh, look into the inside, Jerry Welchel on Jones, contact.
Hooked up with Rodrigo as he goes way around. Rodrigo tries to take advantage of the low line as Welchel gets way sideways. Then they get together. That truck pretty beat up right there. Another look at it.
Gets door to door with Jones. He's on the gas, so he's breaking traction, starts to spin, and Rodrigo's just there. And
I don't see those rear tires ever slowing down.
I don't either. It looks like Welchel's on the gas there as he's sideways into Ampudia, but all is well. They're all driving away. But again, here comes Ampudia on the number 76 of Jesse Jones. He also is from nearby Glendale, Arizona, and a champion desert racer, and a little newer to the short course series, but doing a great job. And here's a pass for the lead, possibly. Menzies with a different line in the whoops.
And look at the rear rotors on Kevin Probst's truck. They are glowing red, bright red, so obviously something hanging up in there.
Well, he's definitely got hot brakes. He goes to the inside, and then contact. He cuts off Greg Adler.
Left side, left side. Watch Carl's line so we can set him up for the last half if we got anything for him. He's smooth, looking good.
Oh, and a flat tire there for Kevin Probst. So after that contact with Adler, it looks like it's going to cost him a right rear. I'm thinking Adler at the time, listening to a spotter, was thinking, what do you mean watch his line? I might take the spot here. You can watch mine.
Boy, he's definitely talking about Carl Renazetter. And here goes Probst into the hot pits. And he can get that tire changed and maybe get back out on the same lap, but he'll probably get lapped doing that. And Adler now a little ways back from Renazetter, but this sets up a great battle. The veteran and champion, Carl Renazetter, following Bryce Menzies, the youngster who has found his way to the top of the podium. Look at this, Robbie Pierce still waging war in front of Rodrigo Ampudia, then Jones, and here comes Jeff Ward once again. Jeff, not a guy that wants to tangle. He doesn't want to run into you, he wants to save the equipment, but you know what? He's got the speed and he always seems to get right up there.
He's making a charge back up to the top 5 again. And we've seen it on multiple occasions where he would spin out and go to the back of the pack and still get in the hunt.
You're faster than all of them. Let's go. Good job. Keep digging.
Currently 7th. You know, he's finished in the top 5 6 of 8 times. Rob?
And guys, the 51 of Danny Edwards pulling into the hot pit. We also saw Kevin Probst who popped the right rear tire. A lot of damage on the rear of that truck. He has pulled in, complaining of brake problems, and headed back to the pit area. And that will put, of course, the super clean number 7 out in front, Bryce Menzies.
And we see Wardy picking up another spot. This is the battle for the lead, though. Bryce Menzies, Carl Renazetter, and Bryce has been here before, and unfortunately didn't drive a perfect race. Right there, a pretty big mistake. Is the door open for Carl Renazetter? I don't want to call it a mistake. He just hit a hole.
Well, there he hit a hole, and what you're talking about is that he was leading in Elsinore on one of the nights and wasn't able to keep the lead. Right now, he's got Carl Renazetter behind him at the mandatory yellow. Now is the time to see if Bryce has what it takes, and we know he does. We've seen him win before, but can he keep it locked and loaded in front of this perennial champion?
Coming across the stripe, Robbie Pierce hanging on to a top 5 spot along with Rodrigo Ampudia. That is your E3 Spark Plugs top 5. And yeah, the back half of this thing is going to get intense. Who's going to win it? Can the kid hang on? Find out next. He leads the Unlimited 2s around. Multi-time champion Carl Renezetter breathing down the back bumper. They stab the throttle. The green flag flies. The back half of the Unlimited 2 race coming at you.
Menzies with a really solid jump. Oh, Pierce, a little redirection there. And right now, Renezetter, Adler, and then Ampudia with Jeff Ward not far out of this mix right now, inside the top 5.
Ward working his way back up from the back of the pack after a first lap incident, trying to stay out of trouble. We'll see if he can pick his way back up there. Only 4 points out of the lead behind Carl Renezetter for the points championship. But right now, Bryce Menzies doesn't care anything about that. He wants a win.
You always want to win. I mean, you shouldn't step on the playing field if you don't come to win. And I know Bryce has his race face on, as do all these guys. And Carl Renezetter, watch how he works. I would suspect here as we go on board with Greg Adler that Carl will watch some of Bryce's lines, and then as we move forward, he will try to pick apart those lines and find the place that he can dive in on Bryce.
Jeff Ward, Rodrigo Ampudia. We've talked about these guys all year. It's like they have a magnet and are drawn to each other. They've had some brutal races.
Very clean move there by Jeff Ward. And taking a look back, here's big contact. Ampudia on Wardy sends him around in a reverse spin. There is no love lost there whatsoever. These two guys definitely have a little bit of an attitude thing going back and forth, especially on the track. Wardy and Ampudia, very mild manner off the track.
Wardy definitely has put his fair share of a bumper on Rodrigo too. And speaking of Rodrigo, once again, looks like he's off the track. Not real sure what happened there that got him there, but off the track, there's a look at Jerry Welch on the number 2 truck.
Jerry with a great run around the number 76 of Jesse Jones, who's puffing smoke, which could be the demise of something, transmission or motor-wise. So we'll see if Jones can keep it together all the way to the finish. And Carl airing it out huge over those front jumps, trying to get a run on Bryce.
Bryce really stretching out a little bit here. Got himself some breathing room. So if he can keep running the line, I don't see any real big-time pressure from Carl just yet. But Carl has that ability within the last couple of laps to really step it up a notch.
Well, what he'll do is he'll find your weakness if you have one, or find a spot where he's faster on the track. Here, flashing back to Lake Elsinore, Bryce throwing in the turn, breaks a little bit of traction, and here goes Todd LeDuc and Carl Renezetter. So from first to third, he would end up on the podium, but that's probably a little bit about what he's thinking about in the back of his mind, that he's really got to drive a perfect race right now while he's leading. And you see right now, Carl up on the lobe, trying to find traction, trying to get that forward bite and make a chase after Bryce.
The E3 Spark Plugs has Bryce Menzies out front with a super clean truck. Can anybody catch him? Maybe Jeff Ward. How about Greg Adler? It'd be his first win. Come on back and find out. Welcome back for the conclusion of the Unlimited 2 race here in Surprise, Arizona. Round number 9 with Lucas Oil Off-Road Racing Series, powered by Geico Power Sports. The top 3 guys going at it. An incredible race. The Super Clean sponsored truck, driven by Bryce Menzies, a young man with a lot of talent.
Greg, you're losing water. You got water coming out of that thing. Okay, she's done.
You said it was smoking pretty bad?
No, it wasn't smoking. It was blowing, pumping water out of it. The water temperature pegs, Greg?
Not right now.
Yeah, probably doesn't have any water in it. Did it for about 3 laps. Good run, though.
So a little miscommunication there. I wonder if Greg would have even pulled it off if he didn't think he was saying it was smoking.
Well, I'm not sure. When you're inside the truck and you have your spotter telling you there's problems, you got to pay attention. You don't want to frag an $80,000 motor. Maybe the wrong decision. We'll never know now, but this battle is heating up. Renezetter giving chase on Bryce Menzies.
These guys aren't fragging one, they're shagging one, man. They're getting after it right here, and Bryce has been dealing with the pressure of absolutely one of the best.
And Bryce has had good forward bite, good traction, good motor coming out of that turn. The corners, and Carl is closing in under braking.
That previous turn from where they're at right now is exactly where he gets a good run. If you watch him coming down the straightaway with a white flag out, by the way, he has a lot of breathing room right here. He is definitely bad fast. He just has to stay clean one more lap.
Not just clean, but super clean, right, Ken?
Absolutely right.
And he's doing a great job representing those sponsors, Super Clean, O'Neill, Fox Racing Shocks, and BF Goodrich. So right now, holding it down in front over the veteran Carl Renesetter and the Lucas Oil General Tire Machine. We'll see how it shakes out. Just a few corners to go.
Boy, the suspension on those trucks making that mogul area look clean, easy. But man, he bobbled right there. Is the window open? But this is where Bryce is fast. When he comes off of this turn, it's like coming out of a slingshot.
Nice, so he's got a little bit of breathing room. What will Carl do? He's gonna go outside and maybe try to slingshot around. Here he comes, but Bryce is gonna have the momentum as Carl steps out into the marbles. Bryce Menzies with another win on the season.
Carl driving it into that final turn as hard as he knew how. Back on board there with Jeff Ward, and how about Wardy? Wardy, who went all the way to the back of the pack, recovers, comes up here, and finishes on the podium in third place, one spot behind Carl Renesetter. He was only 4 points back before, so this one's going to go into round 10. Bryce Menzies, what an excellent run. Did not falter under the pressure, and once you're able to crack that code one time, man, you become very, very confident in your ability.
Definitely do, and here is your Mac Tools unofficial results. Menzies, Renesetter, and Ward coming from 15th back to the podium. Welchel, who started on the back row, in 4th, and then Ampudia rounding out top 5. Shout out to Robbie Pierce, who held it together for a top 6.
And guys, he's a local boy out of Mesa, Arizona, but Bryce Menzies, you showed up to surprise back in the spring, ran 3rd in your first U2 race, then 1 on your second U2. Man, you're batting 2 for 3. Talk about this truck here today, because this thing was bad fast, man. You had to hold off Renesetter there in that last restart.
Yeah, I mean, we didn't qualify that good. We went back and made changes. Sparky, my crew chief, made some great changes, great calls. You know, we just had to hold off Carl. I knew he was coming hard. I made a mistake and still was in the lead, so it just came in with the win. And Super Clean was out here. The guys from Super Clean is great. Thanks for sponsoring the truck and everything. BFG, Fox, it's great, awesome win.
The bully dog, bully of the race. Call it for me, Cam.
Well, Bryce Menzies gets on the inside and does a little bumping and grinding. It's all door-to-door and legal. He's our bully dog, bully of the race.
Excellent time. He mentioned, by the way, the Super Clean peeps, Craig Reese here with us on the grounds. Hope he had a great time. There's a look at the points. Yeah, just 6 of them separating the top 2. Greg Adler, just 32 back, still has a shot at it. Bryce Menzies squeezes in between 2 fast guys, and Jerry Welchel and Rodrigo Ampudia. And a wild ride for Dale Dondell, and also Matt Loyadice. And how about the winners?
Gotta love the winners. You love the crashes. As long as they walk away, it's all chaos. But that's what the Lucas Oil Off-Road Racing Series is all about. Banging is racing.
This show has been produced by Lucas Oil Studios. For Rob Klepper and Cameron Steele, I'm Ken Stout. As we kiss you goodbye, go to lucasoiloffroad.com to find out more.